Welcome to Salento with love, and this is really the love for this land. Well, first of all, the blue sky, but also the walkthrough that we'll be doing during this video is going to be extraordinary. It doesn't happen very often that you walk through this huge palazzi, and I know that maybe sometimes this space could be intimidating, but just trying to understand how incredible this was 100, 200 years ago when these big families lived in this space. Well, I would like to excite you by taking you through the many different areas, but also the beautiful elements that make this an extraordinary palazzo, and also something so amazing that is waiting for you to bring it back alive. Let's go and explore it together. Well, we did say this is a palazzo. So first, palazzo, what's a palazzo? Well, it's a mansion. In Italy, we call them palazzo, some small, some big. This is a good size. And it's got this beautiful facades with this balcony, but any palazzo, any grand family would have had a fantastic entrance to welcome their guests. So the first thing when you come into this palazzo with this beautiful large opening, it's the stairs taking you onto the upper floors, but also here we have a cellar. So at this stage I would say enjoy this beautiful basement. Now it could be anything. Can you imagine a swimming pool down there, or can you imagine a spa, or just a beautiful wine cellar? Anything that your imagination can think of can be done there. Also an incredible cistern, because these places 100 years ago, they didn't have the grid, the water coming to the buildings, so they had cisterns. So this building still has some of those elements. Enjoy the cellar. We'll see you on the way up. Thank you for watching my videos, but if you haven't become a subscriber yet, press the subscribe button, leave a comment. We always appreciate your comments. Thank you. Well, before we go all the way up to the piano nobile. Piano nobile? Yes, the noble floor. This is how the first floor or the upper floors of a palazzo, of a building, were described back in them days. Maybe the servants, maybe other members of the family will live on another level. And we are on a mezzanine level. Now we have a cellar, we have some spaces on the ground floor as well, but then before we go up, we have a mezzanine. And just here, just one ramp away from the entrance, we have two doors, meaning that this space could be totally independent. Should we just look at it together? Let's go. Should we go left or we go right? Let's go left. Well, we haven't spoken about the garden yet, and we will, but from this mezzanine floor, you have 3 balconies overlooking the garden. So that's absolutely incredible, because from a refurbishment point of view, well, you can imagine how useful it would be for people to just have access to the garden. But also, it's interesting because this mezzanine level allows you to think of ways that maybe the refurbishment upstairs with the additional bathrooms, maybe quite a few bathrooms, you have the access or the mezzanine level to move things around. Well, that's my head sometimes when I move out from the actual real estate part of it, and really my brain starts to think along the lines of refurbishment and what you can do with this building. Well, this building has an incredible potential. Well, access to the garden. Let's go up to the piano nobile. Oh, are you still there? That means that you are enjoying our videos. Thank you very much for following the channel. Did you know that every Friday we issue a video called Thank God It's Friday, and you can sit if you join our membership. Do that, and I'll see you every Friday. And you have finally made it. Well, it took you a while, but because it's so big. But now, after this beautiful journey up to the piano nobile, we can go in and explore this magnificent mansion. Now, what I love to say about this particular space when you look at it is all on one floor, offering you really that opportunity of having the bedrooms, some of them looking over the garden, or maybe the kitchen, maybe the bedrooms on the front. So you have that versatile kind of element that the building gives you. It's not over different levels, different part of the building that could probably have a different allocation. But on this floor, we have over 200 square meters of a beautiful floor that can be utilized in whatever way you think it's fit. But for the purpose of the video, enjoy the journey through a mansion built at the end of the 17th century. Everybody dreams of a balcony in Italy. Whenever you travel, Florence, wherever it is, you want to have a beautiful balcony. Well, this property has 3 balconies overlooking the main area of the city. But also these grand rooms that you've seen are so versatile in transforming them into something extremely special. Well, I did say that this building has some very special elements, and having a terrace level with the building, it's one of those, I can't really bring myself to say how big and amazing it is from an architectural point of view to have a roof terrace level with the rest of the house, having the kitchen here at the back and being able to come out here and enjoy the outside. And well, we haven't mentioned very much about the garden, but from up here we get a clear view of how enormous this garden is. You could potentially have a swimming pool, a car parking area. How do you bring the car here? Well, I'd like to show you from up here. The back of the building opens up to another road, and just by opening that wall over there, you could actually have your own private entrance into the building through the back and also have access to an extraordinary large garden. Also a garden that has interesting features, an ancient well in the middle, some troughs probably where they kept the horses or other animals at the other end of the garden, access to the ground floor level, access to the cellar level, everything through the garden. But I think one of the most extraordinary things about this garden is the potential of having access through a side road, making it very private and very, very special. Now, we couldn't really have a building like this without a roof terrace. So I think it's time to climb up the stairs. Now, I must say, the roof terrace, it's very, very large, but with a building so big, I wonder what you can really do with this roof terrace, because you already have a lot of footprint. But we have another building up here on this roof terrace, which is in need of love. But what it means is that maybe up here you could have another room, maybe you can have another big kitchen, maybe you can do whatever you think it's possible having a room up here. I think having a bathroom up here on the roof terrace, well, that's a plus. Having a kitchen up here on the roof terrace, that's an incredible plus. Maybe even a bedroom with a little kitchen and a bathroom. Well, this is big enough to create an apartment. I'm not on the top of a mountain. I'm on the top of the ceilings that were built before cement and metal was used. Almost like a sculpture, the way these ceilings were put together. Well, the result is that you have these big bulges on the center of your roof, which when you are doing a refurbishment, well, a platform could even everything out. So the bulges are there. A nice big platform would allow you to navigate the roof terrace without going up and down this incredible large pieces. But also this tells you the magnitude of the rooms downstairs that we have seen. Romeo! No, there's only Ludovica there. What an amazing journey this has been, navigating this space. I always find almost a privilege to be embedded in this context. Can you imagine back in the days how beautiful these places were in comparison to probably other people living in much smaller kind of environments? I think this is an amazing opportunity to bring back to life a piece of architecture which they're becoming rarer and rarer. Now, what makes these buildings very, very special? Well, this particular one, I would say, has some strong elements. The number one element, it's the size of the garden. Finding a property in the heart of a city like Galatina with a garden which you can actually go beyond calling it a garden, and with the opportunity of creating multiple entrances from another road into the garden. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it could be your grand palace. Maybe it could be a small boutique hotel. Wherever you would like to do, I think this property has the potential of bringing those elements together. Also, where am I at the moment? Well, I'm in the mezzanine. I'm not in the noble floor, but access to the garden and the opportunity to create maybe even 2 independent apartments. As we started the journey downstairs, the cellar incredible opportunity. Another room attached to the front and another room attached to the side of the main entrance will already give the opportunity to create 2 independent apartments on the ground floor. And then the noble floor. Well, they don't call it noble for nothing. And then the roof terrace with another building up there which could service the entire roof. So overall, I would say this is a very rare and amazing property. And I know that when you navigate property like this and you hear the price at the end, you think, Davide, you know, we want small things. Yes, small things, big things, medium things, but it's not about the size. It's about the beauty and it's about the potential and it's about showing the world what these buildings and how these buildings were done hundreds of years ago and how hundreds of years later there is still a witness of the wealth of Puglia. Now, the last piece of info, because sometimes you say, Davide, the price. Well, if you get to the end of the video, if you ask in the comment the price, obviously it's because you didn't get to the end of the video. But the price of this building at the moment is listed on salentowithloverealestate.com at 650,000 euros, 650,000 euros. I think for the size of the building and the potential and what this building could become, it's an extraordinary opportunity. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Large, yes, we like large. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much for watching the video. Thank you very much for your comments below and for following the channel. If you're not following the channel, this is the great opportunity to press subscribe. Well, I'll see you on the next one. Until then, most important thing, stay safe wherever you are. Now, the last piece of info. Quanto costa?